Anybody? No. uh, any idea about what is a UX? No problem. So UI stands for user interface. Okay, I'll just write it here so that you can see it as well. And UX stands for user experience. Okay, now what does that mean? It means that there has interface. What is the meaning of interface? Interface is the way it looks and feels. Okay, experience is how people perceive that product or service, or how people, when somebody is using a particular application or a when somebody is going to the website, how do they feel about that website? Is it designed properly? Is it designed poorly? Can anything be done better? All these sort of questions, if you have to answer when you're working on UX. Okay, now why is UI UX so important? Because I can be a I can be a very good coder. I can be a very good programmer, and I can program a lot of softwares. But I'm not good with design. Okay, I'm not good with how to make a particular application look good. Okay, so ultimately, I'm not going to be the only one using that website or program, right? There'll be so many millions of people who will be trying to use that program. Okay, so in that case, what happens is I have to think about them. How will they feel? What will they go through when they go to my application? For example, I'll make it more simpler for you. You both of you use WhatsApp, right? On a daily basis? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, great. Now on WhatsApp, if I tell you, hey, can you take a photo of that and send it to me? Okay. Can you take a photograph of a page and send it to me? Would you be able to send it immediately? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. It's very easy, right? There's a camera icon and just click on that and you take a photo and send it. Correct? If I tell you, hey, you know what? I'm traveling here and there. Can you send me a location? Is it easy for you to send me the location? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. So now you tell me,
Yes, sir.
if imagine in WhatsApp, if they would have put, under settings, go to profile, under profile, go to this, go to that, and then you get location option. Under that also you have to share it in email. Then only the other person will receive an email. If that would have been the case, you think people would have found it easy to send a location?
No.
No, right? It'll be very difficult, right? Now, if you had to take a photograph, instead of that camera icon, okay, you had to go to profile, and then under profile you have to go to your name, and then under that you have to put verification. Under that you have to do this, that, multiple steps, and then it'll give you an option to click a photograph, and then that photograph has to be sent through Bluetooth. If all that, all those unnecessary steps would have been there, would it be easier for a user to send a photograph, or would it be difficult? It'll be difficult, right?
Yes,
So,
sir.
because the people who have designed WhatsApp, okay, now there are, whenever in any website or any app, always remember there are two major teams which work on it. One is a front end, and the other one is a back end. The front end team, okay, basically both are very, very crucial. One cannot live without the other. Okay. Now, the back end means the programmers, the coders, the support. Okay, the front end means again the user experience. Okay, the design flaws. What are good things about this particular app? What are the bad things? This, that, everything. Okay. Now, just imagine if you're working on a new project. Okay, a new application. Now, nobody has seen that application, right? You are just imagining, the client is just giving an imagination of, what, this kind of I want an app which can scan photographs, scan pages of a book. Now how that will look like, how the buttons will be, where the button will be, how the camera will interact, how will the software pick up the data, right? And all these things come under UI UX. Okay, for example, if you're designing a website, okay, for a football club, okay, let's say. Now you have to understand, you're designing a website for a football club. Obviously the color scheme that you will use has to be bright. Okay, the pages have to be more lively. The images that you use, you have to be very careful with the images. The font that you're using has to be have to be really careful, right? Why? Because you have to make it look and feel like a sport website, right? Like an energy, like a sports. When you go to that website, you should feel lively, correct? If I make a sad website, okay, very sad, dull colors, no images, no static image, no dynamic image, I'm just put some random image, okay, and then put text which is not consistent, which is not across the table, across the web page. That font itself doesn't make sense. Some in some places I'm using some other font, in some places, I'm not consistent, again I'm using some other fonts. So the readability factor, I don't care about that. And then I publish it and I give it to client. Will the client be happy with that product? Of course not. Okay, so much so the client might even reject the entire work and ask you to redo it again, right? So to avoid all these problems and to also achieve, the greater satisfaction of the customers in terms of them using the service or the product, okay, you have to make sure that their journey, okay, their journey of using your product or service has to be good, right? Has to be excellent. Okay, good is not good enough anymore. It has to be excellent, which means the moment they go to that app, they should keep coming back to the app. The moment you go to Flipkart, okay, you feel like going back to Flipkart again and again, right? Why? Not only because of the design, not only because of the discounts that they give, but also the way they have made it, the way they have arranged the data, the way they have, when you click on this, you might get some extra cash back and discount, and then you can click on this option, and then you can apply some vouchers, you can do this, you can pay later, you can do EMIs, and so many things are there for one single purchase, right? Now, if you don't want to go through the purchase, also that's fine. You can just add it to the cart. You can make a wish list. You can add it to them. You can check it later, right? So all these things, design teams of Flipkart have already done. Okay, and that is why we as consumers, okay, we are consuming the content which Flipkart has produced, right? And then we are looking at the app or the website, and we feel good. We really focus on shopping rather than sitting and complaining about how bad the website is. Okay, that's one. So every company in this world has if they want to grow, the first thing they have to focus on is the customers, right? How to make their journey better and better, how better and easier. Okay, so UI UX jobs, okay, are one of the highest paid jobs for this reason only. Now, you people who do UI UX, they don't do coding at all. Yet they sit with coders, they understand they discuss the requirement, and the coding team and the design team, the UX team, they sit together, they have meetings, they have agendas on certain topics regarding a product that they're going to launch, and they will discuss, how the functionality of a button or a page or look and feel and this color scheme should be of the web page or the application. Now, having said that, why is it highly paid? The work seems easy, but the design, okay, the thinking, the creativity behind that, it's tremendous work. That is reason why, and then you don't always get people who are good with UI UX. The basic common sense of where the button should be and where it should not be. That kind of common sense is needed to create or become a very good UI UX designer. Okay. Now there are a lot of applications that if you want to explore, you can explore. Okay, one of the most industry standard application is Figma. Okay, Adobe Spark is also there. Okay, Adobe Spark. Okay, now Figma and Adobe Spark are beyond this training course. Okay, however, if you want to explore more and want to get into it, we can definitely discuss more about it, and we can help you with that. Right. Now that is one part. What is the job role of UI UX? I told you. They have to create the basic layout, the basic frame. the basic bare shell, so to speak, of a website, okay, or an app, okay, and then send it to the developer team, and they will go ahead and design it, code it according to the requirement, right? So that's one. So UI, UX, user interface, and user experience. If any company does not pay attention to this part, okay, they are surely digging a grave for themselves, because eventually what will happen is people will stop using their services just because the design factor, okay, the user accessibility, or the user friendliness of an app, that element would be missing, and then it will start declining in the number of participants that you have for that particular app. Okay, fair enough. Any questions till now?
No, no,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, so did you guys understand what is a UI and what is a UX?
Yes.
Yes,
Great.
sir.
So, y- okay, wonderful. So, what you can also do is, if you want to get more clarification, you can just follow some of the blogs. Okay, you can search on Google UI UX blogs, and then you can read through it. Okay, and then once you read it, once you understand it, if you want to publish, you can publish some blogs about that UI UX as well, the tips and tricks for UI UX, what are the pros and cons, how to make sure that you have the best UI, all these kind of topics. If you want to write, you will gain a lot of followers. Okay, a lot of people want to know that. Okay, it's a pain point. And then if you are able to give them content regarding that, you will surely attract a lot of eyeballs in terms of HR recruiters, in terms of business owners, in terms of international clients, right, on LinkedIn, right? So this is one of the topic that you can definitely search and write more blogs about it and publish. Okay. Now, moving forward to the next one, which is the use of WordPress. Okay. Now, we on the in the last class we discussed what is WordPress briefly, and I'm going to revisit the entire review kind of a thing, revisit the entire topic again, just to make sure that it's 100% clean, okay, and 100% clear in your head. Okay. Now, as we discussed earlier, WordPress are two. Okay, there's WordPress.com and WordPress.org, org, right? Which one shall we use, or which one we should use?
.org, sir.
Dot org.
Org. Okay. Why? Because it's an organization. Okay, right? It is an organization. Now, WordPress .org is free forever. Okay, for people to use and make websites. What can you do with WordPress? You can make beautiful websites. And can I just make a simple website? Yes. Can I make a very complicated website? Definitely yes. When I say complicated website, do you think Flipkart is a complicated website or a very easy website?
Easy website, sir.
A very easy website. So what about you, Akam?
Complicated.
Complicated website. Okay. So we are getting 50-50%. Okay, voting. So okay, so the reason why it is not easy, okay, it is not easy website, because to make and design and develop, they have more than 10,000 software engineers working every day. Understood, Lima? They hire, you
Yes,
know,
sir.
yeah, they hire more than 5 to 10 years experience WordPress developers to develop their website and sit and work on the website every day, right? It is not easy. It's look at the sheer amount of data that they have. Look at the amount of changes that they have to do. Look at the amount of images they have to update every day for every occasion, right? That's a lot of work. As we go and explore more about it in practical, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so definitely it is not an easy task. It's a very, very difficult and a humongous task, yet it is achievable. Okay, when we have a bunch of professionals sitting together working 8 to 9 hours a day, of course it is achievable to have that kind of website ready, right? Fair enough. So yeah, so one of the reasons why people use WordPress is it is it can be easily scaled up, which means today the small you started a business. The business is not that big, right? You can make a small website. Okay, literally you just don't have to pay anything in WordPress, but for domain and the hosting plan you'll pay, and you'll design the website yourself and make it online, and that's it. Your clients will go, take a look, and you can purchase and contact or whatever, right? After a few years, your business is booming. Okay, there's a lot of people coming to your website. What you can do at that time, you can make that simple website into advanced level WordPress website. Okay, that also is possible with WordPress. So WordPress can handle from simplest of the simplest website to the most complicated website as well. Okay, now as bigger the website gets, as bigger the content gets, you have to start you know in your inventory kind of a thing. You have to start getting a lot of plugins, databases, data points for that matter, so that you can go ahead and update, keep on updating your the website you have designed. Okay, fair enough. Understood till now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So the use of WordPress is simply to make sure that if it's a s- startup, then I can leverage the technology which is there, use it up, and then make sure that I get my business online. Okay, and then I will start the SEO process. I'll make sure that my business comes on the top. Okay, so like that, you're just being you're preparing yourself tomorrow if in case the company grows. Okay, at that time you cannot shut down the computer, the entire website for a week, and then expect people not to visit. You cannot do that. Why? Because you are upgrading to a better version. No, that is not that is not feasible, and that's not advisable too. But in WordPress, okay, if you design your website in WordPress at any given point of time, you can immediately switch over to advanced version. Okay, if you give the work to a coder, a programmer, and ask him or her to write a website for you, they will write it for you one time. Okay, but you'll say, but then they'll charge a lot. Okay, that's one. If in case you want to create, mm, like multiple, multiple teams are there. You want to create a collaboration kind of a thing. Okay, so at that time also WordPress comes in handy because it already comes in, with lots of plugins. What are plugins? How to use them? We will discuss that slowly. Okay. Plugins are basically small software which will help you to do something like editing photographs or adding sound. Okay. So a lot of things can be done of um, depending on what type of product or services that you want, or depending on how big the website is. You can plan everything and with your team and schedule it in such a way that if they will know what exactly to make. Okay, and they will also know what exactly needs to be updated in the current website, so that it doesn't stop even for a second. Okay, fair enough.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now, WordPress development. Now, WordPress development, as we discussed earlier, the development means the development word itself means developing the website, making the website. Now, to develop the website earlier, they used to do um, multiple things. They used to use multiple technologies. Okay, one of the most famous one is Java. Okay, after that came Python, but nowadays, those are all coding languages, right? Nowadays, no code solution is becoming the number one. Okay. And WordPress is a no code solution. You don't need to know coding to become a very good website developer. Okay. In terms of installation, themes, and plugins, okay, and tools. So, yesterday, who can tell me how do we get, what is the process of installing um, the WordPress? Step by step, I want both of you to tell me, starting from Lima. There are 5 steps we discussed yesterday, right? And I wanted you guys to write down and read about it. So please start and let me know. Lima,
Yes, sir.
go on. So what are the five steps? Are you not prepared for that answer? If not, we can move on. Shall we move on?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Mhm. All right. Akam, go. You go ahead.
Okay. First, number
Yeah.
one is to buy domain name. Number two, buy hosting plan. Number three, uh, inside the cPanel find software software colors apps installer. Number four, install WordPress. Number five, uh, install the theme of the website.
Excellent. Okay. It's software plus apps installer. Okay.
Okay, installer. Yes.
Installer. Yeah. But excellent answer. Very good. Okay. Keep it up. All right. So Lima, I think you need to revise. All right. Otherwise, you'll forget. Okay.
Otherwise you'll forget.
Fair
Yes,
enough.
sir.
Fair enough.
Okay. No problem.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So yeah. So these are the five steps are here. I've mentioned it under WordPress. If you go, Lima, if you go in this sheet, okay, and if you go to WordPress here in this WordPress tab, you'll see the five steps. Okay, fair enough. Can you see? Yeah,
Okay,
you're
sir.
able to see,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Great. So, Lima, make sure that you write it down, and by tomorrow, I will ask you again. Okay, I hope you'll be done with that. Okay. So, moving on. All right. So, whenever we make, the first step that we do is we buy the domain, okay, and we buy the hosting plan. Now, when we buy the hosting plan, we get cPanel with that control panel. Okay, are you guys able to hear?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So in cPanel, what happens is you get extra advanced settings that you would normally not get. Okay, advanced options that you can go ahead and do a lot of things. Not a lot of things, everything. Okay, you can make the website live. You can, uh, make the website down for some time. A lot of things can be done. You can change the theme, you can update something, you can integrate, you can install plugins, right? All those things can be done with cPanel. Okay, that is what is called maintenance of web host or websites. Sometimes what happens, the website is getting ready, right? Now you don't want to put incorrect information on the website. So what you can do is you can mention there, hold on tight, we are getting updated, or our information is being updated right now. We are working on getting your website updated, so please wait. All these kind of messages you can do in the front, and in the background you can update your website or do the maintenance of the website. Okay, so client will say, I want someone to do the maintenance of the website, like same like how you buy a car or bike, right? You do maintenance, right, when you use it for a time, for some time, and then you have to do maintenance, right? Same way you have when you use websites, you have to keep on maintaining it, you have to keep on updating it. Okay, fair enough.
Yes.
Any questions
Yes,
till
sir.
now?
Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, so what is a low code solution? Now we know that to make you know um, website for WordPress, we do not need any coding, right? You guys are not coders, but you will be making websites and this and that, right? So there are other platforms as well, which are low code solutions. Low code means a very less amount of coding is needed. Okay, now what is those platforms, those solutions means platforms. Okay, platform basically means websites, okay, where people can do certain things, right? Now Zoho is one of the project management platform or project management solution. Okay, I'll write it down here. Okay, Zoho is a project management solution. Now Zoho is free for some users, okay, for till few number of users. After that, you will have to pay, but it's still very very good and one of the best. Okay, you remember I was telling you about one billionaire that he was in the States, and then after that he came back to India, and now he stays in a village. Do you remember?
Yes.
Yeah. So he is the guy. He's the owner of Zoho. Okay. So Zoho is one Indian company, but is formed in US. Okay, and then is one of the world's most preferred or world's most sought after project management solution. Okay, you can also Google it and you can read about it. I won't. That's gonna be your homework. Okay, what is WP Forms? Now, have you ever noticed going to websites where they, sometimes they'll say, please fill up the survey, please fill up this form, please fill up this, please fill up that. Yeah. So all these forms, there are different solutions, there are different providers who make forms like that. Okay. One of the best is WP Forms. Okay. It's a plugin that can be used for you. If you integrate WP Forms, like if you install WP Form in your WordPress, then what will happen is you will start using the forms. You can share it with people as a company. Okay, and then you'll be able to go ahead and when they fill up the information and they click on submit, you'll get an email saying that so and so person has submitted your form. Okay, so you don't have to write any code. Earlier we used to write code, okay, and make that entire solution is a waste of time. Okay, nowadays just drag drop, put the forms, and that's it, done. And then you can share the link to people, or like a pop-up or whatever. Okay, so WP form is one of the best to use as forms for surveys. Okay, Jira, Jira. Jira is again one of the most used, okay, project management software. Okay, again, Jira will be there asked in the interview question. They'll ask you what type of, how do you get tickets? How do you work on tickets? You can say that I get tickets on Zoho or I get tickets on Jira. Okay. If you take these two names, how it looks, what does it do, all that I'll tell you. No need. All right. Fair enough.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So coming to digital asset management, you remember I was telling about digital asset management in a very uh, basic level. Like whenever you create content, you have to create content and make a folder and put today's date if you're making content today. Tomorrow again you have to create a new folder, put tomorrow's date. Likewise, you have to make your data in a ranged format. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is called the assets that you're creating, digital assets. It has to be managed properly. Correct. Similarly, when you go ahead and work in a pro live project, okay, they will give you a lot of data, a lot of assets. You have to manage it in such a way that it's easy to retrieve that information. If I give you 10,000 images right now, okay, and after 10 days I ask you, you know what, give me the 920th image, you'll be so confused, right? You don't know where is it, what is it. But if you maintain all that folder by folder, date by date, you'll be able to retrieve that information very fast and send it to the client. Okay. Now, digital asset management, that is a basic understanding of what it is. Okay. In future, you'll come across DAM a lot. Okay. Al- every day you will work on DAM only. Okay. So DM1, do digital asset management, the strategy, how to plan it, how to work on it, all this, as and when slowly when we take the step, it will come. Okay. Fair enough.
Yes,
So
sir.
any questions till now before we start the live? Any
No,
questions?
sir. No, no from me.
No questions. Okay.
No.
And okay, I will share the screen now. Are you able to see this?
Yes. Yes.
What do you see?
New tab.
Is
What do
there?
you see here? Huh?
Uh, namechap.com.
I,
Namechap.com.
Okay, what is it? Yeah, that one, that I know, but what is it?
it's a website.
Lima, what is it? This
It's a
URL, okay, this
website,
is a
sir.
URL, right? But
Uh,
what is it? It's a secure website, it's a URL, all that is understandable. What is Namecheap is my question. Hmm? Don't know?
Namecheap is a website where we go and download apps like WordPress.
It's
No,
delivered a domain.
that's a wrong
Domain at the
answer.
best price.
Sorry, what is that? Akam, what is that?
Uh, to deliver the domain name. Domain at the best price.
Just you know what? So what is it called?
Service.
Service. Good job. And everybody check your chat here. Hmm? Hello, guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can't say anything.
Yes, sir. Namecheap is a domain registrar.
I'm so sorry though, I couldn't hear anything. Are you guys able to hear me, or I've written something in the chat?
Yes, sir.
I can hear you, sir,
Hmm?
but can't see the screen.
Yes, sir.
That's okay. Check your check your chat. Okay.
Namecheap is
Okay.
an I can.
It's a domain register.
Correct, na? So why you guys are not telling me that? Huh?